Hello and welcome to the Gale Blade News. A senior police officer has urged local authorities to help reduce the number of protests and counter-protests held across Scotland. In a strongly worded letter, Deputy Chief Constable Will Kerr said such events pose policing challenges and public safety risks due to coronavirus. However, he accepted many protests were entirely legitimate. In recent weeks, police have handled clashes between anti-racism protesters and opposing groups at demonstrations. On one occasion, violent scenes escalated after a far-right group gathered in Glasgow's George Square to protect the cenotaph. They arrived shortly before a planned demonstration against the evictions of asylum seekers. Some councils have already seen planned demonstrations scrapped in light of the pandemic. The Orange Order's annual 12th July celebration has been cancelled for the first time since World War II. Mr. Kerr said protests and counter-protests have often required significant resource deployment from the police, meaning officers are taken out of their local area and are unable to attend to other demands. He said the issues and grievances being aired are often rooted in wider social and political issues and can act as proxies for ingrained sectarianism. Protecting the safety of the public is paramount, and all Police Scotland operations are planned and conducted with this in mind, he said. We live in a democratic society and police have a duty to protect the rights of both individuals and groups who wish to peacefully protest or counter-protest. But this has to be balanced against the rights of others who might be impacted upon by such activity and will not accept or tolerate violence or thuggery. The letter cited a range of issues handled by police, including the mass stabbing in Glasgow on the 26th of June. 6 people, including PC David White, were injured in the knife attack in the Park Inn Hotel before the suspect was shot dead by armed police. Mr. Kerr said the incident highlights the risks that police officers face daily. He also pointed to ongoing duties of the force, such as proactive patrols of beer gardens as the county moves from Phase 2 to Phase 3 of the lockdown. So what do you think of the idea of reducing these protests for the time being? Personally, for me, I think this is just the wisest idea to do. I don't know why they hadn't cancelled all these Black Lives Matter movements, all these other protests as well. Considering that the virus is still very much in the UK, you're forgetting the number of deaths we've had, being like the third worst now after the US and Brazil. That means that we're not in a position where we can feel safe about this. Whatever you think, leave your comments down below. Like the video if you enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe.